Hi everyone, in this episode we will be setting up this natural gas tankless water heater from Thermomate. This particular product delivers up to 4.4 gallon per minute of instant hot water, which is perfect for 2 to 3 fixtures simultaneously. The company reached out to me to see if I'm willing to do an install video on this item. It just so happens that one of my tankless water heaters has been out of commission for over a year now, as I can't find any more replacement parts to fix it, as they have been discontinued by the manufacturer. So I've been using that one tank for all my hot water needs for a while, and having another one will be a big welcome, especially as winter is quickly approaching. What I have done so far is that I attach the tank to the wall. Basically just have 4 screws, 2 to the bottom and 2 to the top. And for the vent, you can use a type B vent pipe like this one. But for me, since that pipe actually fits on the vent, I'll just use it to save some money. As part of the install requirement, Thermomate asked me to use this valve kit in my install, so that is what we're going to do today. If you can see right now, the position for the hot and the cold side from my previous water tank does not match the new tanks. This is the hot side for the new tank, and the cold side is actually a lot farther than the previous ones. So I'm gonna be making adjustment to this piping to make it work with the new tank and valve kit. Just want to let you know I'm not a plumber, so if I do something wrong, please let us know in the comment section so that we can help other DIYers to make proper plumbing in their install. And in making adjustment, I'm not gonna be doing any soldering. I had this just for copper glue for a while now, so I'm gonna be using this product in this install as an alternative to soldering. I think this is the best place to test this product because I can see right away if or when this thing fails. According to the spec, this should be able to hold up to 200 psi after 7 minutes of cure time and up to 500 psi after 4 hours. And if you're not aware, household water pressure basically is about 40 to 60 psi. So this thing should be able to handle that. Okay, so for the install, I'm gonna be putting the valve kit right here, and I'm gonna be using this pipe thread sealant to make sure that we don't get any leaks on this end right here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and paint this thing with the sealant, and you want to make sure that you apply it liberally, and your goal is to make sure that all the threads are covered. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put this thing in, and I'm just gonna make sure that it's tightened up properly. Now I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. And I'll just wipe the rest of the stuff. Next is I'm gonna put the hot side valve on this one. So this thing already have an O-ring, so I don't think I really need a sealant here, but I'm just gonna put a little. But I don't want to put too much that it's going to contaminate the O-ring. And let me just tighten it a little. And I'll just repeat it on the other side. And then I'm going to be using this adapter. Okay. And we'll do the same thing on this side. Okay, so for our next step, we're going to be making a cut right here. And for this one, I'm going to be using this pipe cutter tool right here. So this is nice if you have like tight spaces like this one right here. I will be able to go back and forth on this and make a clear cut on this pipe. To use this, all you need to do is position this blade to where you want to do the cut. So for me, I'm just going to do it right here. So I'm gonna go right here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and tighten this thing. So I'm just gonna go do it this way, maybe about 2-3 times, and then after that I'm gonna have to tighten it up a little. And every time I tighten it, it's going to make a deeper groove into the pipe, and eventually this thing is going to be able to cut it. Right now for me, this thing's gonna take a little longer because I'm just going back and forth, but if you are able to actually go all the way around, this thing should take about half a minute only. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do another tightening right here. There you go. Okay, so next is I'm just gonna do some dry fitting to measure all the connections that I need to be able to connect this thing all the way here, because I can't do it straight as this is not the same, okay, and I cannot do a 45-degree angle, so I'm gonna have to use a 90-degree angle. Okay, so I just did a dry fit, so basically it's gonna look like this. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna install this first, and this one I'm gonna assemble, and then I'm gonna put this thing last so I can turn it, as that is the requirement for the glue. Okay, so let's go ahead and mark this thing. So I'm gonna have A, and I'm just gonna put a letter B right here. I'll put 2 lines just to make sure. Okay, so basically I'm just gonna pull this thing out for now. So this, I'll assemble it like this, but for now I'm gonna assemble this two first. Okay, according to the instruction manual for this, you want to sand this first with this 60 grit sandpaper that it came with. Basically you want to roughen up the surface so that this thing will have a place to bond. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do right now. I'm gonna be doing the same thing on this side. So this one here, you want to roughen up the inside as well, and for the actual pipe you want to do the outside surface. Okay, for this one we just want to shake it well, and we just want to cover the entire surface with the glue. Okay, I'm gonna be doing that as well here. It's gonna be a little harder because I already have it up here. Maybe I'll just do it with my finger so that I'll have something there. Then we just want to put it right here. And we want to hold it for at least 30 seconds, okay? So according to the instruction, this thing should set within 5 seconds once you put it in. The way it works is once it loses the oxygen, it will start to cure right away. You have 5 seconds to do it, but I'm gonna hold this thing for at least 30 seconds or a minute just to make sure, okay? And let me go ahead and clean this thing up, and I'm just gonna go ahead and re-sand this area right here. So now since this thing is gonna go this way, I'm gonna go ahead and put the glue here first. And then maybe here, I'll just use my finger. And we're just gonna go ahead and push it in. And you want to line it up, and we'll just hold it up, okay? Now we're gonna have our glue. This one's already sanded, so okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put this thing in and turn it. Okay, so I need to be able to do a turn every time I do an install. So what I'll probably do is I'm gonna go ahead and install this first, and then install the other one, then the other one. Then I'm gonna take this thing out so that I can move this out of the way, and then install the rest, and then put it thing back. Okay, so okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and do this thing. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do this thing right here. We got everything on this side, and I'm just gonna have to repeat the process on this side right here. Okay, so our next step is gonna be to install this gas line. So for the gas line, you want to make sure that you have the correct size for your unit. This particular unit is rated at 102,000 BTU. This gas line right here can handle up to 164,000 BTU at 18 inches. So you want to make sure that you get the right size for your unit so that you don't get any issue with your heating appliance. Okay, so when you get your hose, you're going to see that you have like two parts, and one part is basically this flare end, and this end here is required for you to be able to do a proper seal with your unit. So before this end, you want to use your Teflon tape or sealant to make sure that you don't have any leak, but you don't want to have any sealants or tape on this end where you connect your gas line. Okay, so the other side also have it. Okay, so for me, I'm gonna be using this one on here, and this one here, I don't really need this because I already have one installed on this side right here. Okay, so to install this, I'm going to be using this Teflon tape that is designed for natural gas use. That is going to be the yellow color. Basically, you want to put it here and turn it clockwise. So I'm just going to go ahead and do about 5 turns right here. And since I have a sealant, I'm going to be using my sealant here too, just to make sure that I will cover all the grooves when I put my connection. Okay, so if you don't have a sealant, you don't need to worry about it. Maybe just put more Teflon tape to make sure. So I'm gonna put in my connector right here, and I just want to make sure that this thing is tightened properly. Okay, I guess that's tight enough. And then I'm gonna put the bottom one first. So right here, you don't need to put any tape or any sealant here because the flare end is what's going to seal your hose into the connector right here. Okay, let me go ahead and just tighten it by hand for now. Okay, so now this upper end here, I'm just gonna go ahead and tighten this as well. Just gonna do it by hand for now. And make sure you pull the yellow hose down as you tighten it. Okay, so now we're gonna use our wrench to do a full seal. Okay. And that's all you need. So now I'm gonna turn the gas on, and we're gonna use our soapy water to check for any leaks. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and spray right here. You want to make sure that there's no bubble coming out of here. Okay, so right now we look good. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and check this connection up here. So I don't see any bubbles forming. So I would say we are good to go. Okay, so our final step now is to turn on our water heater. So let me go ahead and plug it in. And let me just go tie this cable right here so it's not hanging everywhere. Okay, so now let's go ahead and turn it on. 120 degree Fahrenheit, we'll start with that, and then I'm gonna turn on my cold water and my hot water. And let me just go ahead and open this to test the system, okay? So now we can hear the appliance working. I can hear it burning right now. And by the way, this thing have a lock features that as long as someone's using the water, no one can change the temperature on this. So you cannot make it go up. I think you can make it go down, but you won't be able to make it go up over 118 degree, which is a safe level. Okay, so let me see. See that? It won't go up anymore. And now that I turned the water off, I should now be able to increase this to as high as I want. So this thing can go up to 149 degree, but you don't really want it this high. This is a danger zone. So the highest you want to go is about 120 or 125. That's going to be the max. You don't want to go anything higher than that. Just want to go back to this connection right here where we use the just for copper glue. You can see it's clean install. There's no leak even on the hot water right here. And according to the instruction for that just for copper, this thing should be able to handle up to 500 degree Fahrenheit. I hope that you found this video helpful to you. I put the link on all the items that I use in this video into the description, and also I'm gonna put that in the comment section. Please help my channel by clicking the like and make sure to subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching.